So today I'm going to reflect on the question, have you had an effective or non-effective teaching experience and why? As the director of IT, I am not directly involved in teaching students, but I am involved in working with training faculty, staff, and students from an IT perspective. And one experience that I can think of, um, we were migrating our campus email system into Zimbra in 2010. And during that time, I was the lead project manager for the migration. I helped organize the different offices to be ready to migrate, schedule the migration, and then I would show up in the offices after they had migrated the morning after to just answer questions and make sure people were comfortable with the new email system. One of the things that I had done um, early on was overview sessions, giving people an idea of what the new Zimbra email environment was like. Um, and those sessions were mainly done in a small classroom that would hold 15, 20 people, not a real large screen. Um, and it was mainly just me walking through Zimbra, kind of a dog and pony show. Not a lot of questions. As time progressed, I began to realize that people had a lot of questions, and as they began using it, they really wanted to explore it more. Our folks don't necessarily like um, sit-down training opportunities; they'd rather like just-in-time training. And so I came up with the idea of doing Q&A sessions, hour and a half. The first 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, I would do a quick overview for people who hadn't seen it yet, and then I would move on into a Q&A session. And the other thing that I changed is I scheduled a large lecture hall with a humongous screen, a sound system, and then I would have some of my team available to help answer some of the questions that maybe I couldn't. And what we found is that when I walked in, instead of having an agenda, I basically opened it up to the floor and allowed the end users to take the session in any direction they wanted. And then I would field the questions um, and I would demonstrate on the screen how to do what they were asking. And often that demonstration would lead to additional questions, and we just followed the path that it took us. And what I found is that people really liked that format. And I had multiple faculty members who came up to me afterwards, teaching faculty members, and complimented me on my ability to kind of allow the class to set the agenda on the fly and to be able to respond in a positive way. And so I think the reason it really worked is because the end users got to lead the direction, and if I didn't, know an answer, I would admit it, or we'd find out on the spot, or I would lean on one of my colleagues in the room to help me with that. In the end, it turned out to be a model that we are now emulating as we move forward with other technology projects.